Battlezone is a vector graphics tank simulator released by Atari in November 1980. It is quite simple in its concept. Drive your tank around a battlefield scattered with geometric shapes and shoot other tanks. Where it is innovative is that it is an early first-person shooter with the objects displayed in 3D wireframe graphics. In the background are mountains and an active volcano. The arcade cabinet has you viewing the game through a viewfinder and controlling the tank with two joysticks, each joystick controlling the tracks on one side of the tank. There were two small windows either side of the viewfinder, so spectators could see what was going on. Enemy tanks randomly appear on the battlefield and have to be shot before they fire at you. If they are off-screen, they can be located via a radar at the top of the display. As the game progresses, you can also be attacked by guided missiles and super tanks, which are faster and more aggressive than the normal ones. Occasionally a UFO appears that can be shot for bonus points. I'm not a massive fan of Battlezone, possibly because I'm not good at it. For me, it's a game of potluck rather than skill. It's okay if an enemy tank is in front of me. It's when they appear off-screen that causes me problems. I am normally hit before I can maneuver my tank around to face them, while simultaneously trying to avoid their shells. My attempts to play the game don't tend to last very long. Home conversions of Battlezone took a while to appear, the first ones not being released until 1983. By 1983, the Atari VCS had been renamed Atari 2600 to fit the new naming convention after the launch of the 5200 console. While not attempting to replicate the visuals of the arcade machine, Battlezone on the 2600 is not bad at all. It is played in the third-person view and has solid graphics rather than wireframe. It is a lot easier than the coin-op, apart from the UFOs, which are a pain to hit. It is also more action-orientated than the original, often deploying more than one tank on the battlefield. It also makes full use of the Atari color palette, making a good-looking game. I am pleasantly surprised. The PC version was also released in 1983. Like the Atari, the controls are forward, reverse, left and right. However, on the PC, if you're turning, you have to use the opposite turn control to stop turning, otherwise it just carries on. It's an okayish game. It's slower, not as good looking, and not as responsive as the arcade machine, and not as much fun as the 2600 version. Sound is just made up of single effects. It is quite easy, so can become boring quite quickly. At least with the wireframe graphics, the 4-color EGA visuals don't look too bad. Battlezone for the VIC-20 was released in 1984 and is not good at all. I can't criticize the sound, but the VIC-20 is simply not man enough to handle the wireframe graphics. The game plays slowly and the visuals are quite ugly. Maybe Atari Soft should have taken note of their 2600 release. The Commodore 64 conversion of Battlezone also came out in 1984 and is not much better than its older stablemates. Looking at the graphics, I'm not even sure they are wireframe. You can see the tanks from head on, side on, and 45 degrees on, and they don't move smoothly between the three views. It looks more faux 3D using sprites. Other than that, it plays okay. The Spectrum version from the same year does have proper wireframe graphics, however it is the gameplay that lets it down. Graphics first. What is there is quite good, but the battlefield is very sparse with none of the geometric shapes of the other versions. Well, I did see one block, but that's your lot. The enemy tanks look good but rarely shoot, and before long you are bombarded with guided missiles. Additionally, the sound is particularly annoying. Six years after the coin-op came Battlezone for the Atari ST, one of several classic arcade games released on the ST around this time. They tried to improve the graphics and succeeded in a way, but I'm not keen on the controls. It is like the PC version, where when you start moving in one direction, you keep on going. You have to move the joystick in the opposite direction to stop. It's a shame that none of the conversions can do justice to the original Battlezone, and the one that is least like it is the most fun. As usual, I'll leave you with some gameplay from the arcade original. Thanks for watching, and until next time, cheerio.